Hello and welcome to mr.clixflix. I'm your host as always, Mr. Clix, working every day to bring you the best Heroclix channel available on YouTube. And before we get started on this episode of Heroclix 101, I want to go ahead and tell you guys some pretty exciting information. This year I'm going to be able to go to Heroclix Nationals and Heroclix Worlds, and I'm in the process right now getting some teams ready, so that's why the Heroclix are out. I'm trying to do a video or two. But anyway, to try to get me there, it costs some money. So I was trying to figure out a way to get some money, and I decided some grab bags. And you guys are probably rolling your eyes like you do grab bags all the time. But I'm really trying this time. I've got like 115 of them. I'm charging $11 a piece and $4.50 shipping. And you might be like, $4.50 is kind of expensive. That's what it actually cost me whenever you think about that I got to pay for a box and stuff, because I don't typically reuse boxes. But also I'm including shipping for or combining shipping for more than one grab bag. So if you order one grab bag, shipping's $4.50. If you order 10 grab bags, shipping's still $4.50. If you order 100 of them, I'll come give you a hug, and it's still going to be $4.50. So it's going to have cool stuff. It's going to have a whole Shi'ar team base with all the figures that go with it. Plus the ones that didn't come in the box. Shuma Garath, Hulk and Red She-Hulk Con exclusive, Super Skrull, or not Super Skrull, I'm sorry, Skrull Zombie, Venom Zombie, Indigo Tribe Battery, just a ton of stuff, Vampire Jubilee. Go ahead, I'm going to have a link in the description below to the buy it now on eBay. Any help would be great, you guys. It's going straight to the hotel room, cost of entry, all that stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a video documentation of what I'm doing. So you guys are going to see like team construction, how I came up with the team I ended up using, try to record stuff, make an experience so that it's sort of going to be like you guys are going with me. So any help would be great. So let's go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and get started on this team type. This team type is called LAMP. It's an archetype, and LAMP is an acronym. It stands for Lockjaw, Armor Piercing, Mastermind, and Poison. Now, how it used to be, you see we have the Lockjaws here. I have two of the Gravity Feed ones, which I absolutely love. Armor Piercing, you might not know what that is. There used to be this thing in Heroclix called Feats, and they were these little cardboard things, and they were sort of like special powers before there were special cards, or special powers slash resources, and they were a big deal. A lot of people didn't like them because there was some abuse, and then they changed the pointing on them and stuff like that. But anyway, it eventually went by the wayside, and we have resources and special powers now. So armor piercing doesn't exist, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. The reason why you used that is because it made it so that your damage couldn't be reduced by below 1, which is important when we talk about the last part. And then you needed Mastermind. And in this case, we're going to pretend like Maximus is on his second click where he has Mastermind. And that is so that whenever your guy gets hit, your main person, that he can Mastermind that damage off to friendly. And then the last part is Poison. Now, the important part about Armor Piercing and Poison is when they work together, it was penetrating poison. And that wasn't something that existed as a special power in the game. So, in lieu of Armor Piercing and Poison, I'm going to go ahead and pretend like he has a Red Lantern stop sign on him. Obviously, I would need the battery and all that other stuff. You don't need to post in the comments that you make sure it's on battery. It's on battery. I give him a stop sign just because on this style of team, I like it because it gives plasticity to hold him in place. You can outwit a speed power, so if they have hypersonic, you can make it harder for him to break away. All that other stuff. So, real quick, we're going to show you how this works. So, our opponent today is a dubiously close Guy Gardner. So what would happen is you'd have the one Lockjaw, we'll say this one, carry Maximus to there. Alright, and Maximus is now adjacent to Guy Gardner. And that stop sign again is on his dial. And then we're going to go ahead and move our other Lockjaw so that he is adjacent to Maximus, but not the opponent. Now, what you want to do when you select somebody to mastermind, Lockjaw used to be, now these new ones are a nod to that one, that's why these are so low point. But the old one used to be, I think the most expensive one was 33 points, and he had like 10 clicks or something ridiculous like that. So he could absorb a lot of damage. These guys at 25 points are 6 clicks, and they're just phenomenal for this style of team. I'm not running this nationals or anything, but it would be good for like a local shop or something like that. Obviously not for like a regular night, like if you're trying to win a prize or something that you like. This might be something you want to run. But there's a lot more we'll talk about in the cons, ways to get around it, stuff like that. So anyway, idea, you base him. Now, Guy Gardner's going to take his action, and he's going to try to hit Maximus. Let's say he hit him. In this case, he's dealing 3 damage. You mastermind that damage off to one of your lockjaws. We'll say this one in this case. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now it's my turn again. Penetrating poison on Guy. I don't take my Mystic's clicks because it wasn't an attack. It would also get around super senses, high defenses, reducers, anything like that. That's why this is a good team, is you literally don't have to roll to make it work. So then, okay, now it's my opponent's next turn. He hits Maximus again for 2 clicks. Alright, going to mastermind that damage off to the other lockjaw. Alright, Maximus's turn again. Poison. Alright, now Guy took 2 turns in a row. He has to clear. Now it's Maximus's turn again. Poison. Alright, now it's Guy Gardner's turn. He attacks, deals 2 damage. I know this one took more damage than this one, so I'm going to deal 2 more to this lockjaw. Okay. Guy Gardner's turn again. Or, I'm sorry, Maximus' turn again. 1 damage to Guy. Now it's Guy Gardner's turn again. In theory, he has penetrating Psychic Blast. Or, I'm sorry, not penetrating Psychic Blast. Pulse Wave, so he could get around it. So, we'll say he did Pulse Wave, just so that nobody's saying I'm not showing how it's run correctly. 1 click. 1 click. Okay. Now it's Maximus's turn again. Penetrating poison. Guy Gardner has to clear. Maximus's turn. Penetrating poison. And Guy Gardner's KO'd. So as you can see, I literally didn't have to attack. I made it so that Guy Gardner made all of his attacks without making any rolls. You know, in theory, you would hope that he didn't. My guy has 17 defense. He could inhuman perplex his defense up to a 6 to an 18. A couple other things you could do to help that out. And I didn't have to roll my dice, which is the point of this style of team. Is it takes the dice out of the game. You're just dealing with it. You could, in theory, you could run 2 Maximuses. I think at the time that this team was really popular, there was a Joker that was really cheap that had Poison Mastermind, and he was the guy to run with this. But right now, this was the best guy I could come up with that was on, readily available. And then what you would do is you'd go on to the next guy. You would try to tie up as many people with this guy. You'd obviously, if you were in a high point game, use more of these lockjaws than this. I think for 300 points, I figured out you could get away with a 75 point lockjaw for another Inhumanity Perplex, and I think 4 of these 25 pointers, and Maximus plus run a red battery. So as you can see, that's how that team works. There's not really a good way for Guy Gardner to break away. You could say he could do all that, but these lockjaws have an 11 movement with plasticity. He'd have to roll. He'd need a 6 to break away. You can always prob that roll. As you can see, this is a theme team, so theme team prob it. But anyway, that's how this team works. Now, shortcomings. As you can see, Pulse Wave was one. That was one way to get around it. Also, I think... what was the other way? Oh, Precision Strike. Can't be masterminded away. So if you'd hit him for 3, he'd have to take all 3. You can't mastermind it away. And then that's pretty much it in this fashion with the plasticity that the stop sign brings. because that makes it so that it's an even up roll. Gives you the option to outwit their speed power. So if they don't have Power Cosmics or Quintessence, they can't break away unless they have improved movement, ignores characters. But other than that, another shortcoming is this team is very short range. You must get adjacent. So that means whoever it is that you have that's carrying around your mastermind figure needs to have a really good movement stat. I would say 10 or higher. Like I said, these Lockjaws have 11, and I think at the 50-point dial they have 12. And they have like how many clicks do these guys have? For 50 points, they have 9 clicks. Like I said, 6 clicks for 25 points is stupid. Like they're so good. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions about this style of team, maybe you have a different way to break it, like as an opposing figure to this team, go ahead and post that as well. But like I said, any questions, make sure to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to view my Heroclix videos as they become available. Until next time, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.